Yeah.
Uh,
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Hi, y'all. Marina is working on her album for her puppy that passed away, and I'm going to be building the base for a new album. And the pages I'm going to be using are from My Porch Prints. It's a journal kit, and it's called Garden Fairy, but I want to use it and make an album. So that's what we've got going on today. And Tina of Tina's Messy Crafty Life is going to be joining us later. So I've got to get my two pieces of 12 by 12 paper put together. So get my tape going. And I appreciate y'all that came in and said hello during the bingo prize winnings of Kathy's World. Those stencils are so amazing, you guys. I will get a lot of use out of them. Kathy has awesome taste and picked out some really cool stencils. I got my tape down, and it's going to end up being, what did I say? Uh, where did I put it? It's going to have a 2.5-inch spine, and the album size is going to be 7.25 by 9. So it'll be a nice size album. Get this stuff out of the way so I can line up to get my other piece of chipboard, my other piece of cardstock. So it's all put together. Add a little bit of glue. I actually, before I do that, I need to run just a little bit of glue stick down that edge on that double-sided tape. So when I put them down, I've got just a little bit of wiggle room, you know. Don't want it to go nowhere on me. And I'm using Fabri-Tac to go down the other edge, so it's all connected nicely. And I'm going to use my grid on here so I know I'm lined up. And I'm going to come in, I believe, a 1/2 inch is what I'm going to do for my seam down the back. But I want to make sure that it's straight. And you can use your scoreboard to do this. I'm just doing it this way today. I'm going to bring this end to that halfway 1/2 inch mark and down here to that 1/2 inch mark, and make sure I'm nice and straight there. That'll give me a good seam down the middle of my spine. And I got a little blue seepage up here. And that's okay. It came out on my mat, but it's good and straight. Flip it over and burnish this side good. I'm happy with that. That's good. So now I need to mark for my spine and my pages so I keep everything nice and straight. And I usually try and do an inch, and I'll have some to trim off, but not a lot. And I'm thinking I may have to turn it this way so I can see you guys, because if I can't see where I'm drawing, it'll come out crooked. You know that. So we're going here, and I'm going to put my marks. So I have a nice line here to line up so I know I'll be straight. And let's see, 2.5-inch spine. And I'm gonna, that as centered as possible. And since I'm straight here, I know I'll be okay up there. So I want to get that down. We all go ahead.
Do you ever get to a point where you look at something and you're just not happy?
Yeah. All the time. I'm never happy with what I make. It's like I say, we are our own worst critics. Okay, so get this on there. And it's gonna try to slide a little bit, give it a little wiggle, get that glue to really attach. Oh no, stop, guys. I forgot to add my Tyvek. And I purposely had it out for this reason. Let me grab it. I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those weeks. I need my Tyvek. All right. So, get a piece of this cut and put down before we put the spine in. There's a thought. I'll just have to be careful of that gluey mess for a couple of minutes, but it'll be okay. Don't need a huge piece, but big enough to go across and under. Like I said, I'm having one of those weeks. I would forget my tail if it wasn't attached. And let's see, I'm going to take off that little.
Yep, I'm about the same. My
Yeah.
head can stay pretty
Hi,
much.
Tina. Oh, there you are. Sorry, sweetie. There's Tina.
Hey, Tina.
Hi.
We'll do it.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't notice you right away.
That's all right.
Seems like we've all got so much going on lately. Just not enough hours in a day. What are you working on, Tina?
I'm going to be making some collage paper with the color burst.
Ooh. I got the magicals and I still haven't used them. I need to use them. Okay, we're on 9. Okay, that'll fit down there just fine now. From my mistake. Get some glue all over the back of my Tyvek. I have not even thought about figuring out for dinner tonight. Tonight may be one of those nights we go grab a sandwich and that's it.
That's actually what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I just not in the mood to cook today. There's my tie back down. That'll be good. I don't want anything coming apart down the road. That's good. Now, let's get the spine glued in. I did pick up another bottle of Fabri-Tac the other day. Seems like it's just been kind of going quicker than it usually does lately. And the smell has gotten stronger to me. I mean, it may not have, it may just be me, but you know, used to I couldn't smell it very much, and lately I can smell the Fabri-Tac.
Yeah, I think they may have changed the formula.
And it dries, it seems like, so much quicker. So I think they're adding a little more acetone in it. That's the
That can make
smell,
sense.
you know, to make it go further. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah. So that's possible. Okay, that's down.
I don't use Fabri-Tac that much.
I love Fabri-Tac. I'd be lost without it.
Oh yeah, I get you album makers.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to mark on my thing now because I want about 1/4 of an inch away from my spine on both sides. Is what I'm thinking I want. So I'm going to line this up. So I know where to mark, where to glue down. So that way I don't get the cracking on my spine. Is why I do that. And if you've got older paper or your paper's super heavy, you can still get cracking at times.
Oh yeah.
So that's Marina's fighting with her paper cracking in the book.
Yep. After I put it all
crazy.
down and everything is done. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that'll go there. And that'll leave me a nice gusset there for my folds. It's been a nice Saturday. Hubby got up and made coffee, took care of the animals, and went to work. Brought me coffee to bed. I was so happy. Was able to relax a little bit and watch some news this morning. And watched a few videos. So, in the corner. And just by marking it, it'll help keep you nice and straight.
Yeah, Teresa shared a video with me yesterday about this actress Anne Heche who
Yeah.
died. How she
Yeah.
sat up on the stretcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaky as hell, man.
Yeah.
I've got that video down.
Yeah. I was like, what?
To be honest, I think they thought she had already passed.
Yeah, I
Because
do too.
if you look, they had her face covered.
Yeah. Yep. I
So,
think they did too.
yep, before they put her in the ambulance.
I mean, her vehicle went completely in that house, and they had to pull it out to even get near it.
Yeah.
So I think
They
that's what I
took
think.
her out through the passenger side.
Yeah, after they pulled the car out of the house. So I think they did. I think they thought she was gone.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a
What I
poor
think.
person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
But
that's sad for them too. Their home, all their belongings.
yeah, that person and her was a woman. She was on displaced.
Yeah.
You know. Oh,
Scary.
she'll get. Well, I'd be her. I'd be getting an attorney, going after her estate, big time.
Well, it's sad, the whole situation.
Yeah. It's just weird how she came up.
It was scary to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't even know it until Teresa told me. I was like, what? I didn't even know who she was until I looked her up and then realized who she was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, didn't she play in 7 Days and 7 Nights or something like that?
5. I don't know. All I know is she dated Ellen DeGeneres at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she
I
was
feel
in
bad
some-
for her family.
in some movie with Harrison Ford or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the 7 Days or 7 Nights or something like that. On a desert
Other than that,
island.
oh, I couldn't tell you anything about her. If she wasn't a movie star, we probably would have never known anything about it.
Probably not. You're right.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm sorry, but they put their panties on one leg at a time, just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
I don't think it's any more tragic for somebody famous than it is for one of my own family members, And the thing is, here was a beautiful woman, and she had a good life, and it wasn't enough,
Yep.
Because from what I understood, they did find narcotics in her system.
Cocaine. Yep.
She had it so good. I mean, think about it, you guys. There's people who would love to have a fifth of what she had in her life.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay, that's good. Now I gotta do my corners. Oops. And I'm never good with this corner thing, y'all.
Oh, she had childhood drama. Well, who? Yeah, I was listening.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I get it. I do.
I was like,
I do. I understand. But I don't think it's any more tragic
than any common person.
And it shouldn't be publicized, basically, by,
Well, she made something with her life. She should have maybe stayed the straight and narrow.
Appreciated it.
Yeah. But when God comes calling, we don't have that choice.
This is true. It's like me and Mom, every day if we go to the grocery or whatever, you don't know if you're going to make it home anymore. You just don't know.
Yeah.
We live on Highway 1, Deansbridge Road. We pull out onto a big highway from our driveway. We're not guaranteed we're even going to get to the grocery safely.
Like I told Diamond, I even said, When you go out on the road, your hands are not just in your own. It's everybody by you. You don't know what the person in the next car is doing.
Sorry if I'm out of frame. I'm trying to cut my corners.
You put everybody else's lives in your hands too while you're behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Some people don't
Look
look
at
at it
that
that way.
woman that went through that light there in California, wasn't it? And the cars all caught on fire, and there was a young pregnant woman with her child.
Oh yeah, where she's being charged. Yeah, I read that.
I mean, people need to wake up.
Yeah, she wasn't even supposed to be driving. The woman that hit that family.
I mean, just never know. You never know, y'all.
Exactly.
Don't take each day for granted. Enjoy it. Okay. Yay, I got that. It seems like it takes forever some days to build an album cover. But it is what it is. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm already tired of all the drama for the election.
Oh God, I know.
I know,
All the
right?
drama from what?
I am
The
surprised my
midterm.
phone has not rang. And I'm on a no call and I still get them.
I mean,
Governor, and then next year it'll be for president.
those people don't give a crap about what we think or what we need or what we want.
Yeah.
It's all about their wallets and their bottom line. I mean, look at Pelosi. Took her son with her when she went on that trip. Bet he didn't pay for anything. I'll bet all of our tax dollars did.
Yep.
And it's not like she doesn't have assistants, that are already paid for by our taxes that she could have taken to escort her, as she put it.
Yep. But she knows what the people want,
Yeah. She has no clue what people are going through because she's
living in a multi-million-dollar house and having ice cream delivered to her.
Yeah. And there's families with children who can't even afford to go get an ice cream.
Yep. Still expects to get her hair done during a pandemic at a salon, but doesn't have to follow the own rules they put in place. And then claims it's a setup.
Yeah. Well, nobody set her up to go get her hair done.
No. Yep.
Like I said, they're
hypocrites.
But, the other side's just as bad.
Oh, yeah, I don't.
Not sticking up for either side.
Yep. Well,
I
like I
do
said,
think,
the mudslinging that they're doing at each other is not going to help them get votes because people don't want that.
no, I'm sick of hearing about the Trump thing. He's been out of office for going on 2 years. The Democrats are the ones making the decisions now and stuff. Take responsibility for it
You know,
and quit blaming
and
the
that's
old,
president.
you know,
You know, it's like when they raided his house. Seriously?
why they didn't raid Hillary, and look
Yeah,
at what all she did.
exactly. And they did that to make a statement. And I
Yeah,
said that me and Scott were talking about that. If they really want Trump to stay out of office and not run, they're not helping people, helping him. They're helping him
they're
out because
yeah, they're
they're
adding
showing their
fuel
own
to the fire.
ignorance because they're not.
No, it's not.
Like I said to Scott, what the hell does he have on all these people that they're that scared out in Washington that they think this is the only way to go about it?
Well, I mean, think about it. Okay, they went in because he had nuclear stuff and all that. But do you any of us honestly think that Trump called FedEx and packed up those boxes himself?
Yeah,
You know, ah, it's crazy. Absolutely
they're
crazy.
just trying to get him charged with something so he can't rerun. Is what they're doing.
Well, they're not helping the situation
No.
by being sneaky,
Yep. I
you
mean, they
know.
treated him like a common criminal the way they raided that house. They could have went in there, did what they had to do, and nobody would have known about it.
No, they want to make a statement.
Yep.
Like I said, I
Like
didn't see
I always said,
anything.
I wouldn't sit next to Trump on a bar stool because he's an arrogant ass, but I thought he did good for our country. He cared about the people.
Right. Or
I
at least
mean,
you felt like he did. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah, he may tweet, whatever, but that didn't make him a bad person.
no,
I
oh,
just didn't like some of the things he said.
yeah,
Well, you can say whatever you want.
no,
Doesn't
no,
make it true.
no.
I
And
mean, they're
Joe
trying to
Biden's another
rename.
one. He puts his foot in his mouth left and right too.
Yeah,
If he can remember what the hell he wants to say to us.
well, he looked so confused the other day when he signed that new bill.
Yeah.
I watched it and I'm like, I he
He
just
ain't
looked.
running the show. He's just a
I
front man.
I don't know. He looked confused,
Yeah. And
and
our vice president, what the hell has she been doing? Earning a check and really what?
well, she can't say she hasn't been to Europe now. That was her reason why she hadn't been to the border. Well, I hadn't been to Europe either. Well, and that's just getting worse all the time.
Yeah.
They won't let that tennis player come in and play tennis because he's not vaccinated. But they'll let the migrants come in and they don't know if they're vaccinated.
Yeah. Oh, but I thought now it's okay because most 90% of Republicans are vaccinated. You don't have that according to whatever that thing, USC or whatever medical thing.
Well, see, I don't know. They're not letting that fella come in and play ball. Not ball, but tennis.
Mm.
It's just all very confusing
Oh, yeah.
and one-sided.
Yeah. Mm.
And it's scary when you don't know.
Well, it's just like that basketball player stuck in Russia who got sentenced. I'm sorry. She did that to her damn self.
Well, I agree, because would they have arrested her coming into our country for the same thing?
Yes.
But you're willing to, what's that guy they want to trade for? He's a really bad guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they call him. And
She ain't worth a trade. And what the hell is this athlete that's supposed to be an example for kids smoke? Have
cannabis oil.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought athletes weren't supposed to use any drugs of any type. But I guess there's an exception to the rule. If she's black and a lesbian. It's right away, it's a race thing,
Of course. But I can't say that because my son-in-law, Chris,
Well, yeah. But you
you
get what
know,
I'm saying. Right away, they
right.
want to use the race
He's
car.
like, it has nothing to do with race. It has
Yeah.
right and wrong.
Well,
Do I believe it was an accident that she had it in her luggage? No.
no, she's done it before. She just got caught this time.
Well, they
Maybe
were
it was a
looking
setup.
to catch somebody. I mean, yes, it does have to do with the war going on and all that.
Yeah.
Political.
Why in the hell would you go there when you know what's happening in Russia and Ukraine anyways? You'd be stupid. Because you don't make enough money. She can't
That's,
afford to live on her. I forgot. I read it and I'm like, are you serious? That's like
yeah,
4
they make
times the average family's income.
yeah, they make good money. I mean, it's not like the men's basketball, but yes, they do make good money.
Her reasoning, I'm like, oh, give it. Yeah. What? I was like, yeah, whatever. Then quit living like beyond your means.
The rest of us can live on less money.
Yeah.
I get it. I do.
I didn't see too many player or actresses or actors or anything come out for her defense.
It's just sad situation all the way around for everybody, including the
Put
families.
her own ass there.
Hey, Cheryl, how are you, honey?
Hi, Charlene. So
Hi, Shirley.
I
We're
guess
just
I'm to
having
the
a
point where when you see an athlete or a movie star or uppity up get in some sort of trouble and then cry, whoa, and I'm thinking they should be treated exactly like an average person if they break the law. There should be no exception because you're a movie
Yep.
star, an athlete, or an uppity up.
I agree. But we'll never be the uppity up.
Yeah. You break the same laws we do, you get the same penalty. I mean, look at that Jesse Smart kid and guy in Chicago
Smart,
who faked his
yeah.
own, you know?
It was racial and it wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
That was sad. I mean, that just trying to add fuel to a fire.
Yep.
Our country is
Found guilty
already,
and then gets it on appeal. So now he's home again, wasting more tax dollars. Take your 9 months, sit and spin and deal with it. Anybody else like that wouldn't have got a appeals hearing as quick as he did.
this is
If
true.
that was you or I.
Like I said, it has nothing to do with race, and they always want to bring race into things that have nothing to do with it. I have a rainbow family.
Yep.
Trust
I
me,
always try to
nothing.
figure out what the hell his intentions were when he decided to fake his own attack. What the hell was the end game from?
Not a
Same
clue.
is the heck of a drug. Yeah, exactly, Cheryl. I mean that made it all the way up here in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
I mean everybody. And then to find out he did it to himself. And if you wanted to fight for a cause, fine. I mean, but that wasn't the way to do it because now like I told Diamond, I don't. People have the right to protest. People don't have the right to riot. I said, and once rioting starts, you lose the whole focus why the people are out there, because all you see is broken windows, glass on sidewalks, graffiti. The whole purpose is gone.
Yeah, the broken dreams.
Yeah, when that in the Kyle Rittenhouse, we drove down there that time just to see. That's a pretty city. It's along the waterfront, gorgeous. To see the destruction
Yeah,
firsthand was devastating.
it just kills me because I don't care what color you are.
Yep.
If you have a small business, for somebody to come in and just destroy it like
I
that.
mean, yeah. I mean, they charged Kyle Rittenhouse. He was found not guilty. When are they going to charge the or find the guy that hit the 80-year-old man in the head with a brick and
Oh,
died?
that's in a coma.
He died.
Oh, he died. Well,
He
see, I
died.
didn't,
Yeah, from the one here in
and he's out
Kenosha.
with no bail.
And they've never caught the guy that had nailed him with his brick from his own building. And all he did was protecting his own building. Yeah, he died with a week later. Where is the police trying to find that guy? They have him on camera.
Oh,
They'll
I'm talking
probably
about
never.
the elderly gentleman that was sucker punched here in the last week or two, and
Oh, in New York.
yeah, and he's in a coma, and the
Yeah,
guy is out on no bail, no cash bond, but he's out.
yeah.
No,
What the heck's that? Yeah, I saw that this morning.
I was like, and they wonder why crime is running rampant. Well,
Yeah,
there's your answer.
they're gonna wonder why it's gonna like Scott and I were talking. We seen that this morning. It's gonna be cowboy get up life again, where you protected yourself. The old West is gonna be back in the United States because
Oh
law
yeah,
is gonna protect. That I thought that was the most crazy thing. I saw that on Court TV, and then this morning I made it on some news that Scott was watching. I was like, what?
yeah, it's nuts.
That shouldn't be happening in this country.
What did you see that they don't want to build the fence down at the border, but President Biden has a $500,000 fence going up around this beach house that we're paying for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? I mean, I get we need to protect him, but we need to protect him from a lot more than what they're saying right now, I think.
Okay.
And we're not going to have our borders and sovereignty, but he's going to have a $500,000 fence. Makes you wonder about these people anymore. It's just scary. I mean, I don't even like to go out to go to the grocery and stuff anymore.
Well, I read this article. You know how they make this whole big thing about the AR-15. But what people don't realize is that the handguns kills more people than the AR-15.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to wrap this. It's so long without hitting the camera.
And I firmly believe that you don't need a clip that holds 30 rounds. I agree with that. I never understood that myself. But I also think, and this is where I just realized this, I never even realized that, to go hunting in the state of Wisconsin, and I probably believe it's in probably most major states, you have to have hunter safety course to even get a hunter license from 1973 forward. At least here in Wisconsin, because that was the last year where I didn't have to take hunter safety course. But you don't need any gun courses to buy a gun. If they would put a law in it, you have to take a gun course to be able to buy a gun. There'd be less sales of that gun. Because what 18 or 19-year-old wants to sit
Wants
around
to go through a class
and want to go through a class? I mean, yeah, they
Yes.
probably find one on the street, but the likelihood, I don't think many gangsters get rid of
But
the
you know, let's
AR-15.
be honest. You can put all the gun laws into place that you want. It's not the law-abiding citizens that are getting the guns and killing the people.
I
So
mean,
gun
every one of
laws,
these guns that have killed these schools have been bought legally. So they gotta. I mean, like the one in Texas. I was reading an article about him. This is a kid that showed up with his face all cut up, and the teacher asked him what he did. And he says, "I did it myself." Why wasn't that reported? That teacher should have reported that. There
she
was signs
probably
of
did,
some mental illness.
and it
So
falls through the cracks.
yeah,
You know,
and why wasn't the teacher following the protocol of not using an outside door on the side of the building during school hours?
I don't know what state it was, but some social worker I seen was fired because she told the child to start prostituting.
To what?
Told a child to prostitute.
Okay, I still didn't hear
Well,
that.
yeah, that makes sense. Of course, the social worker should be fired for that.
What did
Yeah.
she get fired for? Telling?
For telling the child to solicit it, to prostitute herself.
Oh,
I'll find the link and send it to you, Tina. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I totally agree with that one. Fire the
Oh,
person,
I do too.
like
But those are the kind of people that they're hiring to do things. And I can't be the only one that heard about that.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, I'll find
So a
it.
social worker told one of her case children to prostitute herself.
Yep,
yeah.
sure did.
The morals are gone.
And then you wonder sometimes what's wrong with our society.
Yeah.
Parents don't parent,
No.
and our government wants to take over everything.
Well, it's just hilarious that I was, driving down the street the other day, and I saw like maybe a 5-year-old, 6-year-old riding his bike with absolutely no supervision whatsoever around him. Like there was no adult that I could see that was keeping an eye on him.
Yeah.
And he could only be like 4 or 5. So I'm like, what the heck's going on?
Yep. Parents don't parent their kids anymore.
No, you can go into Walmart or anywhere, and they tell them, go play in the toy department, and I'll come get you when I'm done.
Yep.
And then when
that
their child gets kidnapped or worse, they want to cry about it.
Yep. Oh, I see that too. That's one thing I have to admit to Diamond. My grandkids don't wander store. They are on her hip, and they have to ride. Now the 2 older ones, they don't hang on to the cart like they used to, but Diamond always had her kids hang on to the cart. They couldn't leave the cart.
Exactly.
And Diamond always says, I do my shopping first, and it depends on you guys is in the store if we go through this toy department. No, and that's any store. That could be Goodwill. It's the same way.
I understand.
I mean, there's a little boy in Diamond's neighborhood, and he was awful, just awful. And I said to Diamond one day, I said, he's acting out because he's not getting love at home. Look at, you told me his parents are drug addicts and not well parents. I said, who knows when the last time that kid ate? So I said, take the 10 minutes of your day when he's over and just be nice, nice to him. I said, because he probably sees yous across the street, Sam throwing a football with Coda, you're playing with the girls or whatever, and he doesn't have that. Well, guess what? She started realizing it, and they had like afternoon barbecue, hot dogs for the kids during the pandemic, and they invited all the kids in the neighborhood. Diamond and Elizabeth put this together and invited them over. She said, Mom, he ate like he didn't eat for days. I said, yeah, he's probably not being fed. Think about it. So they started making sure that every day went because during the pandemic you could go pick up pre-made lunches at the community center.
Mm-hmm.
So the moms in the neighborhood, except for his mom, would run every other. Another parent would go get down for all the kids on the block. They kind of took turns, and they included him right away for lunch because the parents had to sign up for this. You had to go sign up your family. Diamond turned around and told the worker when she was there, her and Elizabeth went down and said, hey, and they're like, yeah, we'll sign him up. So he got everything that the rest of the kids did. And just like last winter, he's out playing with the boys, and Diamond's like, he's in a spring coat. You're talking snowing late November, December. It's not warm. He's out in a spring coat, no boots on his feet. Socks are soaked. And I told Diamond, never get rid of your winter clothes or your boots, because you're going to have that kid that's going to come along that has none. Guess what?
They got that kid.
Yep. So she got a winter coat that was like a unisex coat that was Allie's, because he's the same age as Coda, but he fit in Coda's boots from last year. And he wore them all winter long because he was supposed to bring them back. Diamond's like, you can wear these. You just bring them back, okay? Well, he never brought them back, and he apologized to Diamond. My mom said, due to the fact that you volunteered, gave me a pair, she wasn't buying me any. Diamond's like, I didn't say, I didn't go, no. I knew she wouldn't go buy them. So I let him keep them.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with some people
And
anymore.
Diamond says, we've called social services. We've called because, but nothing's ever done.
Of course not.
Different men in and out of that house. Yeah.
It's sad. Our children deserve better than that.
Yep. So Diamond goes, all I can do is I at least try to, she goes in the summer, at least when we're having lunch. Because Diamond does a lot of picnic lunches with the kids in the summer when they just sandwiches, chips, and juice out on the picnic table. She always invites him over. She goes, at least I know he's having at least one meal a day.
Right. I got it.
But Diamond says, Mama took you, when you said that day, I thought about it after you left. And I was like, I think my mom's onto something. I said, well, we always had that. We had a little girl in our neighborhood, that Sheila, cute little blonde-haired girl, always dirty. Me and Jill would make sure she was fed. We finally actually we called social services, and they removed that child from the home. So, but Oneida doesn't like removing kids from their parents.
No state does. No,
Yep, and it's on the res. So
sometimes, you have to think what's best for the child, not the parent.
yeah.
And being a parent is a lot of things. Convenient is not one of them.
Yeah.
I'm thinking again. I need to mark my book. 1/4 of an inch. So I left myself 1/4 of an inch top and bottom for my spine to go in. Yeah, I think we're just going to grab sandwiches for dinner tonight. I do not feel like cooking.
I told Diamond because Sam's laid off right now because they don't have no contract. And unemployment hasn't come through yet, so it's been tight for them. And she called me. She was so funny. She goes, hey, Mom. I go, what? She goes, have you and Dad ever thought, why'd you get married? And I'm like, long time ago. I'm like, why? She goes, Sam's laid off. And I said, why is he laid off? She goes, they don't got no contracts. And I said, can you draw unemployment? Yeah, it's already filed, but who knows when we'll get it. And I go, okay. She goes, so right away she got on to try to get food stamps. Well, of course, they go by previous, not present.
Right. What you made in the past.
Yep. So she can't get any for at least 2 months. She goes, I was thinking, if me and Sam weren't married and I was a student like I am, had 3 kids, it wouldn't have been no question at all.
Right.
She goes, all the benefits I would have received being a single parent with 3 kids going to school. But due to the fact I'm married, my husband has a good job, and we're in need, right now we can't help us. She was just, she was just.
I get it. I understand what she's thinking.
Yeah. She goes, she goes, it's like they don't want to help families. They claim they do, but they don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
I get it.
I think I told you this the other day. And
Crazy.
yeah. Call less than 2 months. So then by the time Sam goes back to work, we'll qualify. But then they'll say, oh, back to the fact he's back to work now.
You don't need assistance.
Yep. So
Yeah. It's that.
I got school supplies to get. Well, I thought there was a couple programs here in town. She goes, I don't have the money to go buy these school supplies. This list is obnoxious. So I said, there's this back to school thing here in town today, matter of fact. She went this morning. I said, at least it's a good start. I said, you know what? You just tell the teacher straight up, I got them the basics to start the school year. I will pick up things when they need it. Like she says, why does my 4th grader need 20 dry erase pens?
They put them all in a big tub and everybody shares.
And I told Diamond, you send Coda with 1 dry erase pen, which I can give you. And you tell the teacher, when Coda needs another one, you will send the next one to school. You don't have to supply another student's.
Yep.
I said, yes. 22 tablets for 4th grade. 22.
Yeah, they do that.
Yep. So I told Diamond, no. No. Because I said, there's parents that literally don't buy school supplies because they know this happens.
Yep.
And they're usually the ones that can actually afford it.
We donate school supplies every year. My daughters donate every year because there's so many families that either won't or can't.
Yeah. So I said, this is the fact that where you are right now, I said, take advantage of what you can right at the moment because you're the only income. And she's only right. And then the thing is that she's hoping because she gave up 4 nights of bartending, went down just to 2 nights because she starts school herself. She can't be bartending until 2 o'clock in the morning and be in a class by 7.
Right.
So they hired another bartender. So it's not, she was like, if I don't know if Sam was going to get laid off, I told him to lessen my hours. She goes, I keep on thinking to myself, 2 years, this is the home stretch for her, is the next 2 years. And she goes, Sam said he's going to try to go find something part-time to get him by. He's going to go talk to Anita, see if they can get him somewhere temporarily. Because they don't know when they'll get another contract. That's jobs welding,
Well, I'm sure Sam's a very resourceful young man.
Yep. Oh, he is.
He's going to take care of his family.
Yep. Well, I told them, and it's no shameful. You have to go to a food bank.
Right.
temporarily.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's
Everybody needs a hand up. You don't have to take it as a hand out,
Yep, that's what I told her.
you know.
I said in 6 months' time, when you're back on your feet, you can donate to it. When you're, you know. But yeah, I came just to a crash yesterday. She had like her little breakdown, called me.
As women, we've all done it.
Yep.
And, you just put your big girl panties on, suck it up, and move on.
Yep.
What else are you going to do?
I said, Diamond, your dad's hand went through a machine right before Christmas. I said, in November. I said, luckily I bought here and there throughout the year, but I knew it wasn't going to be the big Christmas like usual. I said, I didn't have much bought for you, so I went to Toys for Tots. I said, I was lucky I actually got adopted family that year. But I said, those few months, I said, because I was in the same predicament where you are. They don't, your income. I was like $25 over for food stamps when Scott got here.
Mm-hmm.
That's all there was. So,
been there.
Yeah. I said, so I was stuck, and I went to food pantries to feed my family. I got a part-time job. I said, I did what I needed. I did what I done. I said, Dad's workman's comp barely covered the house payment. I said, so we still had to come up with the difference of that.
Like I said, American families, we know, we've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all struggled.
Yeah.
Okay. Get my big head in y'all's way while I line up my pages. Think I did pretty good. I think it's going to be fairly straight.
And like Sam told Diamond, he's going to go talk to farmers because right now there will be baling hay and bringing in the crops.
Oh, yeah, fall.
Yeah. So there's a couple farmers he's going to go talk to this week and see if they need any help. And like I told Diamond, and they pay cash, so you don't have to report it. I said, I guarantee if you let a farmer know, I said, yeah, right now it's probably tough on farmers, but I guarantee that farmer would be like, yeah, I can find something for you to do for like $5-10 an hour. She goes, and they got the good thing about Diamond living on the res, and this is the plus, is they got the next 3 months of their rent waived. So they don't have to worry about rent, but it's all the rest of the stuff they have to do.
So well, that's good.
Yeah. She says that's the bonus of living on the res. Sam filled out that paperwork immediately, because sometimes that can take a month, but he got the emergency form of it. And there's a name for it, but I don't remember what the name is. But so they don't have to worry about rent. But it's still utilities, food and stuff. See, food stamps come off. It's not separate from the res. It's still state of Wisconsin. So, but they did give Sam some gift cards to the local grocery store but Diamond says, Sam says, we'll starve before we let our kids starve.
Well, that won't happen.
Yeah, I won't let that happen.
No.
I'll go and me and Scott talked yesterday.
I'm going to
Because
sit up
she was-
for a few minutes. We had a nice little troll a while ago.
Oh, I'll get it.
I did it.
Oh, so you got it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I was in with chatting with Laurel last night. Hang on a minute, you guys. I don't know. Let me look.
Oh, my battery is dead.
That's because I have to turn them off and I don't have to.
No, ma'am. Yeah, here they are. Oh, you got them? Yeah, he laid them here. Okay. Because I don't see them back there. Okay, he did leave them there. Excuse me.
He won't. He shouldn't be able to show up.
Who?
Your troll.
Yeah, I blocked them.
Yeah, you blocked him and I reported it. So on your end, if he tries to get in, even by that whatever link, that IP, it'll recognize that. That's what people don't realize. They think that they delete it. You need to report it because then YouTube recognizes the UPS the address.
Yeah. Anyway, I started telling you, and she had a troll come in there, and he was talking about his private smelled like chicken, fried chicken. And I put on there, well, if your grande stinky huevos smell like fried chicken, you got more problems than trolls. So, I mean, it was funny.
Diamond told me, she said she used one of my one-liners on a guy at the bar the other night, bragging about his manhood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Diamond says, my mom always told me if the man has to brag about his manhood, it means he has nothing under the hood.
I was always taught if they think there's God's gift to women, you open the package and there's nothing there.
And all his buddies, Diamond said, the look on this guy's face, Mom, when I used your one-liner, just lost it. He was not happy. Because it's like the bar went silent. There was only like 10 people in it, so everybody heard him and heard Diamond. My friend Gary laughed. Actually, he was a buddy of my brother's. And he was out. He showed up at Diamond's bar. He didn't even know she was bartending there. And he said, Diamond said, she walked up and she goes, so, can I see your ID, Gary? And he looks at her like she's crazy. Because Gary's in about 59, 55. He's older than me at least by 6 years. And I'm 50. So we'll say 56, 57. And he looks at her and he goes, what? And first of all, he's like, how do you know? And then as he was going to say, how do you know my name? He realized it was my daughter. And he starts laughing at her. So she FaceTime calls me. And she's sitting next to me. He's like, I'll buy you a drink. She goes, I can't drink. Because the bar that Diamond works at, their policy is you can't drink while you're bartending.
You shouldn't drink when you're bartending.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the owner's. Even, when you play bar dice, you can take the shot, but you can't drink the shot until you're off the clock.
Right.
You have to keep a tally, which I think is awesome. So he goes, let me buy you a drink at Diamond. She's like, I'm off the clock in 10 minutes. She goes, and I can have a drink with you. My husband's on his way into town because usually Sam drives her in and picks her up. Sometimes she closes and a couple weeks ago, she closed and there was a bar fight and she had to handle it. She handled it, but it freaked her out a little bit. So now they're going back to 2 bartenders closing. And lucky one of the regular guys was in there who sticks around and makes sure all the lady bartenders leave the parking lot before he does. So he was still there, but he's been going to this bar for years. So so they call me and they FaceTime me, and it's like probably 1:00 in the morning because I got, "Are you awake?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then it rang and I answer it, and she's sitting next to Gary. And Gary's like, "I'm going to marry your daughter, Tina. You would never accept me as a husband." I'm like, "Oh my God." He's just harassing me. And I said to him, I said, "Gary," he goes, "What?" I said, "Is Vicky with you?" And he goes, "No, she's home." I said, "Just remember, I'm closer to your wife at the moment than you are. Because we only live blocks. We only literally live blocks away from each other." And he starts laughing. So I run into Vicky at the gas station yesterday. She goes, "I heard Gary was renting your daughter's friendly bartender. He says, and he asked her to marry her, and you told him," because Gary and I just harass. I mean, he's known me since I was 15 years old, and just harass. We just kiss each other crap every time we see each other. Yeah, he came home and he says, "Honey, I'm leaving you." And she's like, "What?" "Yep, I met this cute little bartender. She looked like her mother 20 years or some plus years ago. And it made me feel being 18 again. I want to go back there." And she goes, "And who may trail that be?" "Tina's daughter, Diamond." He goes, "And I called Tina and told her I was going to marry her daughter. And she told me, 'Is Vicky with you?' And I said, 'No.' And she said, "You just remember, you're at this moment, I'm closer to your wife than you are." And she said, she just burst into laughing. She says to Gary, "No matter if you marry a little 18-year-old, 21, whatever age, it's never going to come back to you, Gary. Just accept it. You're old."
Exactly.
So she says, he comes home, tells me that. I'm like, because the thing is the reason he teases me is at 15, he was 18 when I was 15. I had such a crush on him, and he knew it. And he teased me, he was that. And his first wife didn't like me. His second wife I love. She thinks it's funnier than hell because he still makes me blush because he'll say something that I did when I was a kid,
Yeah.
But and we always live. I mean, like, because the thing is when I didn't see him for years, and I'm married, bought our house, out trick or treating about 2 blocks from my new house, and who answers the door? Gary. Well, of course, that ended that. Dad gave me a hug, asked me how Timmy was, blah 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 blah, And so I hooked him up with my brother, because they didn't see each other for years. And his wife didn't like the fact that he had friends from his past. His first wife, she hated the fact. Yeah, because Gary's one of these nicest guys. If you're on the side of the road and he sees you have a flat tire, he'd be the one to pull over and help you. He's that type of guy. Well, then he got divorced. I didn't even know he got divorced. And
I gotta mute me for a minute, you guys.
we're across the street from a park, and Leah falls and skids her knee open. I have no bandages. She's bleeding. So I see this one house with a garage open. I ring the doorbell. Gary answers it. And it's like, "Tina." I'm like, "Gary, I need some bandages. Roxanne, my granddaughter fell. Her knee's bleeding. Bring her here," he said. "We'll take care of her." That's how I met his second wife, which is sweeter than hell. I like her. Then we ended up having beers and chit-chatting and catching up. He showed up at my brother's funeral and cried. Diamond said he was talking about my brother the other night. All the stories. Them stealing my mom's car and thinking they were going to get away with it. So the joke between us is, I'm like, he's like, what are you doing in this neighborhood? I said, oh, I moved on 14th. So it's like we move in each other's neighborhoods. So I teased him. I said, what is it? When we're going to die, we're going to share a cemetery plot. His wife just laughs. I said, because I'm not spending eternity with Gary Gilson in a cemetery. Just letting you know ahead of time.
Alrighty.
And our kids ended up going to school together, so that was funny too. His son was actually in the same grade as Xavier.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool too. They're not buds or anything, but no. But they know each other.
Makes it nice when the families know each other.
Yeah.
You know, it really does.
He'll swing by here on his motorcycle, and I'll be outside, and he'll stop, and he'd be like, "Give me just." And he went to school with Scott. I didn't put two and two together either. And I should have known that because Gary was Southwest, and so was Scott. So when he met, I introduced Gary to my husband. He looked at him and goes, "Scott." Yeah. Actually, Tim and Scott went to school with each other too, and they didn't realize that. You know, you go to big schools in Green Bay, you don't know everybody.
Right.
Yep. Just weird.
What time is it? It is after 1. I'm not going to be on here much longer because I still got a lot to do. I don't know if you can hear Gabby, Mom's bird, having a meltdown.
Well,
Mom went to the store and her dog and her bird end up having a conniption.
All right. I am done, and my desk is clean, and I am done with this for now.
Well, aren't you just special? You want to show us what you did? I'll put you up.
Yeah.
You're up. Excuse me.
I did the trick that you asked me, like you had suggested, was to put the string in here. I'm not too crazy about it, but anyway, I don't want to pull on it right now because it's got, it's still drying.
that's cool. I was watching you when you were doing that. That's a cool box.
Yeah. And then, so all I did right now is I got to put this picture over here, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do. And then I just put the pictures in like this. So put in these ones. And then you got this one with the first flip. And I didn't do any embellishing. I didn't do anything. I just left it plain for now. And then you've got the second one here, which is these are his first professional pictures. That's it.
Whose dog is that?
That's mine. He passed away a year ago.
Oh, sorry.
And so then you've got this here. So just straight and simple. I didn't want it, like I don't want to put any embellishments or anything like that on it right now. I'm just going to leave it for a bit.
I think it came out so nice, Marina.
Yeah.
There's this one here. And I don't know if it needs bigger pictures. I don't know right now. I'm just going to leave it alone and get my mind off of this first before I decide how I'm going to fix it and finish it.
Oh, I get that. Take a step back.
There's that one. And then the very last one doesn't have anything, but I put everything into like all the extra pictures that I printed out and stuff, even though they're duplicates, I put them in here. and that's basically about it. And then in here will go, I have some things that the funeral home gave me. Like I've got his paw prints, I've got his lock of hair, I've got a few other things that I'm going to put into this. That's why I made the envelope so that I can keep all the extra stuff in there.
Oh,
So, and then over here, I need to get, I want to get the resin mold to make his name because I want to do his name in resin, which is
Mhm.
not hard. It's Kilo, Kilo. So I want to do it like up here and then do some other things, but I got to see if I can get some more molds with different dog stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. And then this is just going to be a string that goes in here like that. And then when you put the book in,
I think it looks great, Marina.
that is so cool.
so yeah, that this is a design by Rosa Kelly, but I changed it around and stuff and made it a bit bigger, higher, a bit wider, and I made it so that the album inside here was realistic as opposed to just being, thin.
Mhm.
That's it. That's done.
It's
I
like a
think it
secret
looks
treasure box.
it,
It's so
it's
cute.
it looks like a dog bed.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, something is
that
weird.
is cool.
Yeah, Marina's really worked on that. It's wonderful.
Came out beautiful.
It did.
It did.
You've done a great job with it. So let's see. Let's fall back up again. You want to show what you were doing, Tina?
Oh, it's just a layout page. I mean, just the two papers I made.
Oh, I like those colors, especially the blues.
What kind of paper is it? It's
This is that onion skin paper I got. Really
That
thin.
sounds like deli paper.
I got a whole box of it at a garage sale last year for $3. I forgot I had it. And then when I was tidying up at home, I came across it, so I pulled it out. So I'm like, oh, I need to go buy some paper. Yeah, right. I didn't need to go buy paper to make paper. Because,
I had all the paper I needed.
yeah. And this is my new journal, my new art. It's not new. Before I decided I'm using art journals, I've started in and before I start using brand new one. So I just,
Right.
because I pulled out my art journals last week or a week before,
Oh
and I
wow.
only had a couple pages done in it. This is from the pandemic when I did the delusion class. I had to have this size for class, so I didn't finish it. So
Just going back through and
yeah, this is from the class right here. All I did in this is during the class, and I never went back and used this journal. This was mental health week where she talked about mental health and how journaling can assist that.
right.
And this is the page we did for the class, and that was a week one that Diamond paid for me to do. Like this is all writing, and then flip.
That's just amazing. Hey, if I do good work, I think you do just as good.
And then I have all this. And I forgot I had it on the shelf, and I'm like, you know what? I am not touching another journal. I'm gonna finish this one off. Like this is me putzing the other night. I couldn't get inspired. I just for some reason, since I getting back in the swing of things after being sick, so I was just coming up with little designs I wanted to use on the next layout. Like when I do a page like this,
Right.
I was using pencil because I'll just cover it. And then I laugh because this is the leftover pieces from back here. Right here.
Yeah.
I put them in here. So when I get there, and then I laugh because I must have pressed this down at one time when I was using it. So Riley had to make her a face the other night. It's so hard to come in here and she's drawing a face and I'm like, what are you doing, Rue? She needs a face, she goes. I'm like, okay. So, but, and then so that's all I was doing.
So how much did you get done, Joe?
What did I get done?
Yeah, what did you get done?
Hang on. I'll show you. Not a lot. I got my base. I got the album, the base of it. Got it covered. Got my spine pieces in, and I've started putting in the pages.
I can't wait till you finally get mine built and I can do mine.
You still want 3 of them? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll start on them this week.
And I'll pay for Michelle or whatever you
Okay.
want to charge me.
We'll go live together and get them built. Fair enough?
Get him done. Get him done.
Jody, Jody, I can't remember Jody's last name at the moment. She's probably been in your lives. She's a good gal. She was telling me, we were talking the other day. I said she loves building albums and stuff. She hates decorating. I said, see, I hate building albums, but I love decorating them.
Yeah, I hate decorating them.
I said, and my friend Joe's the same way. She loves building them, but she hates having to decorate them. I said, I've been sitting on stamp period pads for 3 years. I said, and Joe, and to get the right album. And I said, I found a video. We were talking to Messenger, and I said, I right away I showed like Joe, you got to go watch this. I finally found one up, and I told her do what she wants to build it. I don't care. But
yeah, we're doing a little bit wider.
It wasn't so
spine.
much about, like I was telling Jody, it wasn't so much about the album. It was how did they use the
layout.
paper?
Yeah, it was your layout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I take that paper out and I pet it, I look at it, and I put it away.
So, guys, Dennis is home for lunch, so I have got to get off of here and get some
Okay,
things
guys.
done.
Alrighty. Thanks for asking me. Have a good day.
Thanks for coming in and hanging out. And
Thank
everybody
you,
out
everybody.
there, be safe. Have a great rest of your weekend. Hopefully, I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right, have a good weekend.